On this week's show, Brittany's son reports to us from the Run for Color. We bring you highlights from Midday music. Toby Ilogu gives us a behind-the-scenes look at the Irwin Dining Center. And Aidan Duffy updates us on girls varsity field hockey. Lawrenceville's 10-minute newscast begins right now. From the studios inside the Lawrenceville School's historic Pop Hall, this is L10 with Ghael. Hello and welcome to this week's show. Robert Burkhart, class of 1968, accepted the Lawrenceville Medal at a special school meeting on September 30th. Instead of delivering a speech, Burkhart surprised students by performing a 10-minute rap about his life and his values. Following the performance, Burkhart was rewarded with a standing ovation from the student body.
I'll cease this word invention with thanks for your attention and invite questions and/or any dissension you might care to mention. Thank you.
This year's array of student travel opportunities were featured at the International Programs Fair on Wednesday afternoon. At the event, students had a chance to talk to trip leaders and learn more about the trips offered. This year, students will be able to choose between several returning programs, as well as new trips to China, Italy, and Iceland. On Thursday, nearly 100 U.S. history students traveled to the Philadelphia Constitution Center. The field trip allowed students to broaden their understanding by visiting a historic site directly pertaining to the content being covered in their class. The History Department has held the first two installations of its faculty-run election series. The series will feature a different history teacher each week, each discussing a specific topic of interest and the ways that that topic will influence the upcoming U.S. presidential election. Last Thursday, Ms. Koister covered immigration, while Mr. Doyle and Mr. Kearney discussed economics earlier this evening. Four-former F.J. Cusick has been recognized as an academic All-American by U.S. Water Polo. To qualify, athletes need at least a 3.6 GPA and must be a member of a local water polo club team. On Sunday, the Big Red Running Club and the Student Council hosted the Lawrenceville's third annual Run for Color in support of Williams syndrome. Our news reporter Brittany's son attended the event to find out more.
I'm here at the cross-country course where the annual color run is held in support of Williams syndrome. Students came rain or shine to walk, run, and just have a great time with family and friends.
My most important announcement is 3 years of this. Have tons of fun out there. Enjoy it. It's a really special day, like I said, and we really appreciate you guys coming out. So have a great day, throw lots of color, and make this a wonderful event.
Williams syndrome is a rare genetic disorder that affects 1 in 10,000 births in the United States and worldwide, and it generally affects the cardiovascular system, and it's a small depletion on the 7th chromosome. And there's a multitude of other things that could go wrong with the depletion, some gastrointestinal, eye, learning disabilities. But overall, it primarily affects the heart. But again, there's a bunch of other things that could go wrong with the depletion.
What does this event mean to you?
This event is wonderful. I just actually told Amy, I got all filled up talking to her before we came out here today, seeing all the administrators, all the faculty, most importantly seeing all the students here at Lawrenceville. Every event that we have, the basketball, the Rutgers Half Marathon, and this, we get a great turnout. And this year, a bunch of Ellis teachers from the Lawrence Elementary School came to support her, which was a wonderful thing and means a lot to the family.
What more can we do to help?
I love having us be able to write a check to Williams syndrome to do some important research, but most importantly, even if we didn't raise $1, at least the 800 students at Lawrenceville and the 150 faculty members and our staff, they're aware of what the disease is. Mrs. Larson, who's the director of nursing, and myself, who is the head athletic trainer, we're both healthcare people. And I know a lot of doctors and the two of us that never heard of Williams syndrome before Ella's diagnosis. So just making people aware of the syndrome and making people want to come out and do stuff to raise money to help and make change down the road. Hopefully there is change, or we could find a way to cure that deletion and we move on from this genetic disorder.
What's your role in the color run?
So for the color run, it's actually the Community Service Office and the Big Red Running Club that jointly organize it. So I worked with Maggie Habib, Alice Gooding, and Mr. Larson to organize the whole event.
What brings you back each year?
So, I'm the community service rep. It's a lot of fun. I volunteered to throw color at people 2 years in a row. I was selling tickets last year. And the service reps before me were so good at organizing it, and I just wanted to do the same and help people have a great time.
What does this event mean to you?
So I think it's just a really great way to rally around a specific member of our community, Ella Larson, her family, and a great cause. And obviously it's such a fun event that I don't see why you wouldn't do it. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a great cause. And I hope Ella has a lot of fun. We're doing it for her.
Thank you, Brittany. Last Friday, the music department hosted its first midday music concert of the school year. We have some highlights from performer Allison Huang and performer Drew Korn's performances.
I'm Drew and I sing. I sang Somewhere from West Side Story. Songs that are more classical, they definitely help with technique and they kind of help in all aspects of singing because in certain songs you can get away with not breathing totally correctly or using the right support, but in a song like that you really have to, otherwise it's definitely noticeable and you won't be able to keep the note going or sustain it. And so it's really helpful to do songs like that just to improve singing in general. I'm part of a cappella, community singers, radio club, Allegro Council, and stuff like that. And there's so many great opportunities here. You know, stuff like midday music or Allegro shows that really help encourage students to perform and to like further their music. It's a big part of my life, and I really love it, and I think it will be always.
My name's Allison, and I play the piano. Every performer goes through this growth where you begin sort of scared of performing, and when you go on stage you're super nervous, and it's all about you, like what the audience thinks of you, what mistakes you make. But as you get older, it's more about the music and how you can really demonstrate what the composer wants to say and your own emotion and put that together, and it becomes more of a, like, you're a vessel. The performer's a vessel for the art. And that is really, it takes the focus off the individual, and it's more of like, this is a greater thing that we're all contributing to. And that is really rewarding for me. The idea is to find the reason that you want to do music, not because of some other end, but to do music as an end in itself. And as long as you push through, it will eventually it will help you, and it will basically give back to you. That's something that I had to learn, because at first I didn't realize how rewarding it could be. And then as I pushed through high school, with the help of my teachers and my parents, then I realized how much I loved it.
With the Abbott Dining Hall undergoing renovations, the Sustainable Fare staff have been working especially hard this year. Our senior features correspondent, Toby Ilogu, had a chance to go inside the Irwin Dining Center kitchen to learn more about how this one facility is feeding our entire school.
Thanks, Ghael. I'm here in Irwin Dining Hall. I had the opportunity to speak with the CEO of Sustainable Fare, the first female head chef, and Irwin's director of dining in order to get an idea of what goes on behind the scenes. So, cooking for a community as large as Lawrenceville, surely there are many complications. How do you find yourself managing these things and working around them?
Well, when you come into a big dining facility such as this, it's kind of a culture shock to feeding, hundreds of students and faculty every day, 3 times a day. So when you go in terms of numbers, always having the right amount of food prepared, making sure you don't run out of anything, someone's sick, or if there's snow, or we can't just call out. We have boarders here, we have students who come here every day, so we have to make sure that we have good numbers. We go back into our history, and we do production sheets. Can
you talk a little bit about your company, Sustainable Fare, and your mission here?
Sure. Basically, my company was founded upon a mantra of environmentally responsible food service. Lawrenceville ended up being at the right place at the right time for me with their Green Campus initiatives in 2004 and my need to look at changing the way that we were feeding the students.
As the dinner rush winds down, the Irwin Dining staff is already prepping for breakfast tomorrow morning. This has been Toby Ilogu with L10 News.
Thank you, Toby. Varsity field hockey has been on a tear recently. Having won the Maple and State championships in each of the past 2 seasons, our senior sports correspondent, Aidan Duffy, visited a practice to bring us an update about this year's team.
With high expectations, excellent chemistry, and a strong work ethic, Big Red Girls Varsity Field Hockey chases the Triple Crown. I'm here with senior captains Lexi Grossman and Emma Pulaski. So guys, last year you won both Maple and NJIS AA championships. What's your outlook for the season?
We're hoping to get both those titles again on top of the state championship, but we're just trying to stay confident about the season. We have a long way to go and we're trying to work towards that.
Yeah, we've started off pretty well with a couple wins and some tough losses, but so far it looks pretty good, and we're on the right track for the Triple Crown.
Awesome. So chasing that Triple Crown, you have 11 returning, fifth formers on the team. What are you going to miss most, you think, being that it is your last season?
I think just being a part of such a close-knit team that has a lot of tradition. I mean, of course, we love playing together and winning together, but just being a part of that team is the strongest aspect of why we love field hockey.
Yeah. I'm gonna miss my 22 best friends and just coming out here, working hard with them every day at practice and playing for each other on the field every game.
I'm here with Coach Iwan China. Coach, what are your goals for the season?
Well, obviously we'd like to win, but I think just having a successful season where we grow every game and we learn even from our mistakes, I think it only makes you better.
So, Coach, chasing a third consecutive Maple title, do you or any of the other players feel maybe any pressure?
I think that always you want to win, so there's a little pressure, but we try to take it one game at a time. You're not going to get a title if you don't win all the games along the way, so I don't try to look too far ahead, and we really focus on sort of our next opponent, because if you get too far ahead of yourself, you're never really going to make it across the finish line. So, yeah, it's there, the goal is there, but we're sort of doing it one game at a time.
Looking to capture Maple, NJISAA, and Mercer County championships, Big Red Girls Varsity Field Hockey players put team before self. From Fisher Turf Field, I'm Aidan Duffy.
Thank you, Aidan. That is our show for Thursday, October 6, 2016. From all of us here at L10, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you right back here next week. Good night.